Good afternoon. I just finished having a conference. A seller from Ghana, he saw my Facebook, and he asked me if I know this lady from Israel. She's a Jew from New York. And when this seller mentioned the name of these fake buyers, I was just laughing. She's in Ghana for many years, but she couldn't find gold. And she was asking this seller, I think his name, just a moment, I'm gonna open my WhatsApp. And the seller, right? The seller's name is Francis Casey from Ghana. And he found my procedure on Facebook because I've been to Ghana. So he saw my video that I was in Ghana. And today, as I've told many times, you cannot get gold on CIF. There's no way. There's no way you can get gold on SBLC or standard letter of credit or MT799. That's impossible. Why? The gold is solid cash, my love. No matter how I explain on my Facebook videos and all the procedure, our full corporate offer is online. I simplify so that the buyer would not be burned out. Not that lady in Ghana, she's not a buyer. She's a broker. I met her when I was in Ghana. I even invited her for dinner. Right. I even took her to the security company in Ouija that she pretended to be a buyer. And I was embarrassed because my seller was really angry with me. I took her to security company and show her the gold. And she doesn't have the money. And she also drive me to Asankas outside. There is a bank in Asankas across the road. And I advise her that, okay, if you are really a buyer, show us the proof of fund. Ask the bank that certify that you have really money. So she was dealing with Asankas. Asanka is a buyer, and Asankas has no money either, cash. Asankas refinery is going to resell the gold to his own client. Today in Ghana, there are so many refineries. Asankas, PMC, AA Mineral, Italtic, Geological, MPix, Sahara, WRL, Bar Purity, 888 is Australian refinery, and so forth. So there is a competition. So you are buying a solid cash. There are so many brokers on the ground. I even went to Holiday Inn. I even met a lot of foreigners on Accra Shopping Center, staying on the internet. I'm sorry, guys, I have to tell you the truth. I've been to Ghana, right? And I saw a lot of problem. Most of the brokers are the one who ruin the image of Africa. Why? You are a broker. You're asking money from your buyer. And then you cannot find gold because to stay in West Africa, to stay in the hotel is very expensive. Every day you take a taxi, hotel accommodation, food, you have to pay for it. Now, so that's the reason why I do this on video, because I just finished talking to Francis. I'm going to look at his name is Francis Kisi from Ghana. And he asked my advice. I said to Francis, why you ask for my advice? I am not a lawyer, but I have a background, law subject when I was in university, because I finished Bachelor of Science in Social Work way back 1978. So I told him that buying gold is not for credit. That is solid cash. You dig gold in your country and you pay your worker, you pay the excavator. It costs money. And this buyer in Ghana, I'm talking in particular in Ghana, you are digging gold, and then most of the foreigners, they want to ask credit. Gold is not banana. Today the price of gold is $43,000, and we're giving you a discount as a buyer. Now today, this video is really for you guys. Don't be offended because I'm very straightforward. I want to help you as a buyer, and also I'm helping the seller. Now, I am a seller's marketing consultant and mandate. This Francis Casey, thinking I am the buyer, I said, no, I am not a buyer. I am helping the seller to handle the marketing because they hired me. So when Francis was mentioning that she met a lady from Israel, she's a Jew, and this lady lived in New York, immediately I know her, but I'm not going to mention her name so that she would not be embarrassed. I met her personally. I even invited her for dinner, and I feel sad for her because she wouldn't be trusted anymore by a Ghanaian gold seller. And the buyer sent her to Ghana to buy gold. It wouldn't work at all. Especially if you're going to ask, bring the gold to Asanka so we will pay you. No, it wouldn't work. First of all, number one, international buyer. If you're dealing with your own broker, you need to be honest as well. Do not deceive yourself, and you are also deceiving your own broker. I am not a broker, but if you come to me, my simple question is very simple, really. You're going to be strike number one. But in a way, these international buyers are lazy to travel. And you're using broker to float around. And broker also want to earn. He travel, maybe you paid your agent to travel to Africa to get gold. But your agent would not be able to get gold. Because the seller would not trust that agent. What you have to do, you send a letter of intention. You give your agent an authority that he is or she is authorizing to outsource. And you as the main buyer, you need to show the proof of fund. Now deal to me because I can guarantee you will get gold. When I was in Ghana, I was being deceived by the buyer and the seller as well. I have 7 sellers. I fired 5, only 3 left. So I learned that. So I'm sharing you here. Now, we have gold in Ghana. 3 sellers have 500 kilos at the security company belong to the community. That 500 kilos, so many owner. So that community, they brought the gold to a licensee so that the licensee can sell. But that licensee seller would not sell his gold very cheap. He wouldn't give you CIF. CIF stands for cost, insurance, and freight. It's normal. Everybody has to pay the cost of insurance. You need to insure the gold. Uninsured. Because when the gold leaves the country, the seller will be safer. So this Francis Casey was asking my opinion. So, Madam, I saw your video. I know you've been to my country in Ghana. I said, yes, I've been in your country. There's a lot of problem. There's so many jokers. I saw jokers, foreigners in Accra Shopping Center and Holiday Inn. So many people on the coffee shop and lots of hotel. So she was talking to Gino as well. I know him. And there's a lot of foreigners. And I said to Francis Casey, the real buyer only stays 7 days. A real buyer. Why? The real buyer would be invited by a real seller. Then the real buyer will sign a contract prior to his arrival. For example, 20, he has to put that on his company letterhead that he's looking for gold to 22 carats, 92 purity or 95, mode of payment, refinery account on his destination, because the gold has to be tested at the local refinery. For example, Asankas, PMMC, AA Mineral. But you as the buyer, you need to show the proof of fund. Proof of fund is your bank statement and also your business license and importation license. Without that, you will never get gold, especially if you're talking to this woman in front of you. So I explained it to Francis Casey. He was surprised. He was asking me to handle. I said, no, I cannot because I have already 3 sellers in Ghana. Now, there I have a buyer from India, and I will not mention his name, and they have a website. And that lady and that man, their partner, she's also very smart, and she wouldn't able to get gold. Because she asked me to break down the taxes. I said, forget about the taxes. You are not paying taxes. You pay for the gold. So they are trying to pay taxes. I said, no, you will not get gold in Ghana. Because gold is money. You have to pay the gold. You have to pay the down payment, the contract. For example, 20 kilos, I always say that 20 kilos, you pay the 7 kilos. Then the seller can declare that to his government that he is going to export to you. And the seller will give you the export documentation. You don't need to pay taxes, the seller does. Right? But you pay for the gold. That's why I was in Africa. I said to the seller, do not ask buyer to pay taxes. The buyer has to pay gold. Then you pay the tax. Out of the, excuse me, out of 7 kilos, you use that money. You give the buyer a separate export documentation that he paid the 7 kilos. Then you give the buyer as a report. You give the buyer the ownership. You give the buyer the attestation. You give the buyer from Department of Mines that you are going to export. So the seller is paying taxes for that out of 20 kilos. Then the seller will give you called this airport customs clearance and airway bill. Without that documentation, you will never get gold. So therefore, you don't have the money. Asking CIF or SBLC, you don't have the money. Why? You are going to use that gold to leverage. You know, your bank will charge you 4%. So the bank will not lend you the money without the asset. Gold is asset. So that was my explanation to Francis Casey. A few hours ago, I was out. There was an Indian, another guy. You know, people using WhatsApp are fictitious to me. Because people who are using WhatsApp, they don't know how to introduce themselves. Who you are, okay? And I really don't entertain on WhatsApp because I want to see. I told everyone, I don't deal with WhatsApp. I have my WhatsApp number, but I want to see you. And those brokers using WhatsApp are fictitious. Why? They don't know how to introduce themselves. And if I am the agent, I would introduce myself. Wilhelmina, I am so and so. I'm searching gold on behalf of my buyer. How are you able to help us? Because we've been searching gold for many months. I know you are a marketing consultant. I know you have been hired by your seller. What are necessary documentation that we need? Because I work for the buyer. The buyer is paying you guys as a broker your commission. And my seller is paying me my work as a marketing consultant and mandate. I have a letter of authority. I can reject you before we will respond to you. Before my seller will respond to you that we have gold. Now we have gold in Ghana, Mali, Guinea, Cameroon, Tanzania, Sierra Leone. So when you send me a letter of intention, guys, international buyer, don't deceive yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Do not manipulate the broker that you are dealing with, floating around. We are now in the social media. I brought this unique procedure, the full corporate offer, online. I put the requirement that you are going to need. You need to submit your business license if you are a buyer. You need to convince us that you have importation license to import gold into your country because you are buying cash money, solid cash. Then you need to put your refinery account on your letterhead. Number one, I'm going to repeat again. You buy gold from us, I will take you to Africa, right? And I am your facilitator, but I do charge my airfare, my hotel accommodation, and etc. in order for you to supervise so that you will not be deceived by a seller. My seller is real. My seller have mining license. My seller has an export license. My seller has been exporting, delivering gold. Recently, 28 to the last month, August 28, my seller in Mali delivered 112 kilos in Dubai. Cash, full contract. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Then, last month as well, my seller in Guinea delivered 300 kilos in Korea. Payment 50% bank to bank. There is no upfront. 50% out of 300 kilos. Do you have any $1 million into your bank account? That Korean, he went to Guinea, to my seller's office, and he was been looking for gold for many months. He couldn't find. So he traveled with the invitations of my seller. 300 kilos. He takes the whole 300 kilos to the Central Bank of Guinea. Immediately when he satisfied the purity and the carats, he transferred the payment bank to bank. To clear your payment, it takes 3 working days. Right. So when your payment will be cleared, the gold will be deposited at the central bank. Right. So when your payment be cleared, that is the time the central bank will process the paper on behalf of both buyers and seller. We have gold and diamond. Now we are talking about Ghana because Francis Kisik just called me. He was asking if I know this lady. I said, yes, I know. I do know her, but I don't want to mention her name because I really met her personally. I will tell you guys, we were being blogged, right? There was a buyer from Canada, an Indian Canadian, that he's a small trader. He has a broker. His name is Heidi, and Salwan Kanwar signed a contract with us. I double checked, 20 kilos. Right. So his broker came to Ghana, and the gold was assayed at geological. It's a government laboratory. And Heidi said, Willie, I'm excited. Gold is real. I said, relax. I'm going to open an office in Ghana and we will make money. I said, relax, take it easy. These brokers are excited. Gold is not excitement. This is a real business. Gold is a very tricky and mysterious product. So he returned to Canada. So while he was in Ghana, I was monitoring his movement. And he was dealing with Ancient Mining Company. I have to tell you guys so that you will be aware. So, Salwan Kanwar came to Ghana with his broker. And he was dealing with Mr. Boto, the father of Justice. Ancient Mining Company is not a scammer. He owned the mine. He has the gold. They've been digging gold for generation to generation. But unfortunately, the gold in Ghana, some of the gold are not really gold. Some gold are for industrial. That is why I always explain on the video that gold has many uses. Either you make into industrial, you only need 65% if you are making industrial spare parts. You are making gold into gold coins that our money every day. Now, gold can make into spare parts on mobile phone. You only need 70% or 60% purity. Maybe the carats is 10 or 12 carats. You only need when you make into full state or medical uses. But if you are looking to make into jewelry, right? You need 22 carats from 92 to 94. But if you are looking for 24 carats, which is gold bullion 99.99, you are buying a raw material which is Doribar. Now dust gold was mined and then be collected by community. All the dust gold combined together, they smelt into bar. So they're called gold Doribar. Now that Doribar has a chemical element. There's a magnesium, lead, silver, and zinc, and tungsten. So when you buy gold to make into gold bullion, the gold will shrink because they have to remove the chemical component. I know that because I've done my research, and I was also talking to ER Logistic when I was in Ghana. So I know ins and out. So this is Salwan Kanwar. The in the contract, you must be aware, guys, because if you come to Wilhelmina, you're going to be rejected. On the contract, I'm very, very particular. The name of the refinery, address, telephone number, and contact person, and email, and what website. It would be on the contract. Why? So that in case there is a discrepancy, I can call the refinery. What happened to Mr. Salwan Kanwar? On the 20 kilos on the contract, he couldn't afford to pay. When he arrived in Ghana, he blah 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 to my seller. He offered fancy conversation. So the old man believed, because he's a white man. He's not a white man, he's a bloody Indian. So he's a colored man. But he lived in Canada. So I said to Justice, don't believe on buyers. Buyers are liars. They just want to get your products. Buyers are con. They manipulate you. They will scam you because they think because you're colored. I don't want to use a person of black. You're colored. They will underestimate you. So I said to Justice, don't believe. And Justice said, oh, Willie, don't worry. We have plenty of gold. Don't trust this Salwan Kanwar. Kaya I didn't travel to Ghana during the time 2011. I said to Justice, I had a feeling, Justice, this guy is not really a buyer. So when he arrived, out of 20, he reduced to 5 kilos. He only paid $17,000 to pay taxes. I was shaking my head. During the time, the taxes was cheap because when the gold is high and down, the tax, it varies from the world market. So, the refinery didn't buy the gold. So I was abused. I was being blogged. This stupid Salwan Kanwar. He's an Indian Canadian. He's a stupid man. You cannot bully this woman. So I called up the refinery. I have a contract because I double check because I am the mandate because I was authorized. So I called the refinery. I said to the refinery, I am Wilhelmina Ford here from Australia. I had a buyer, went to Ghana. I am a seller's mandate. Did you assay the gold? And you know what the refinery was saying? I didn't fully assay the gold because the gold didn't meet my requirements. So when the gold was assayed at ER Logistic, so the ER geological government laboratory, they only test the gold. Yeah. So Heidi was also careless, being a buyer's mandate. I wasn't on the ground, so how do I know? So that was my learning experience. So I called. So the gold was not really gold. Gold was only in good for industrial. In Ghana, there is an area that gold is particular for industrial. There's also gold particular to jewelry and gold bullion. So you need to initial assay. Initial. In order for you to find the clarity and the purity. And if you are going to travel, I always urge the buyer, invest money, buy a gold analyzer. This worth $10,000 or $15,000. You can buy online because I have already encountered such a big problem. So I always record it so that you're gonna be aware. So that was my bad experience. After that, right, I went to Ghana 2014. I took Eric Blasco. I always use this experience so that you guys, buyer or broker, you're gonna fully understood, eh? I took Eric Blasco from Mexico. He signed a contract. He has a website, company website, sophisticated. So he signed a contract. During the time, the gold was $55,000. We sold it to him, 42. Right. So my seller was excited because I travel. My seller paid my expenses, right? And I arrived before Eric Blasco arrived. So Eric was interrogated in the airport because, you know, Ghana custom thing that Mexican are drug cartel, but he was not. So we were waiting at the airport. I was outside the airport. So I was waiting for 1 hour together with my driver. So we meet each other, stayed in the hotel, and then the gold 50 kilos, the time 24 million value. So my seller, Urum, bring the gold from the village to Accra. My seller spent $10,000 to hire 2 security van to escort the 50 kilos. Right. So Eric was excited. And before Eric arrived, I already went to the refinery. I double checked. I went to ER Logistic. I said to Joseph, I'm Wilhelmina Ford from Australia. I'm a seller's mandate. Show me your laboratory. Show me your refinery. So he showed me the refinery, the machine, etc. I sit down with Joseph. I asked Joseph, is it true that most of the international buyer that the refinery owner they swipe the gold? No, according to Joseph, the gold was not swapped. Gold will shrink. So a while ago, few minutes ago, I had a conversation with the seller in Ghana. So I'm recording this one so that I can upload this on Facebook. That you guys, you're a scammer. You think that the gold is banana. Gold is not banana. So going back to ER Logistic. So Joseph showed me his laboratory. So we bring the gold the following day to ask the 50 kilos, the value of 24 million. So another 5,000, in total 10,000 to bring the gold from the village to Accra. 5,000. The security one charged 5,000. Then from the security company to the refinery, another 5,000. So in total $10,000. So the seller spent money. That is the real seller, huh? So when the gold was brought inside the ER Logistic, we open it. So to us, the gold is $50 per kilo. So Eric Blasco has no money. So my seller has a commotion. He was really telling me, Willie, what kind of buyer is this? I said, relax. So I said to my seller, okay, let's open the 3 kilos. So they asked the 3 kilos, Eric Blasco paid $150. After we returned to the boardroom, Eric screwed me. Eric go behind my back. They don't want to see me. They don't want to talk to me. That was my really bad experience. That was my learning experience. I'm a woman, but I'm very smart to pick up hustler. Eric is a mafia. He's a Mexican mafia. I have to tell you guys via video on YouTube so that you will see me. I am very brutal and very frank and very transparent because the seller trusted me and hired me, and this bloody buyer, broker, are trying to ruin the image of Africa. Africa is rich of natural resources, gold, diamond, oil, cocoa, gas, and so forth. Why Australian refinery called 888 is in Ghana? Why? Therefore, there is a huge deposit. Why mining company from Western Australia is in Mali? Why? Why Canadian is in Guinea? Why Chinese are everywhere in Africa? Why? Africa is a huge continent. Yeah, they are very colored. Yeah, they are corrupt people. Government is corrupt. Yeah, they are colored people. But the land is rich. Because I've been on the ground, I investigate myself. I introduce myself. Because I want to help you guys. Because my job is to help both buyers and seller. I am here. I am a facilitator. I am not an ordinary broker. I facilitate. I try to help the buyer to get the supply. And also, I try to help the seller to sell. Because the seller is paying me. Now, the price of gold today is $43,000. Then you're asking for cheap price. Gold is not cheap. Gold is not even banana. Banana, you go to Collies and Wallis. I live in Brisbane. Banana today, I went to the shopping center. $2.99 a kilo. If you didn't have $2.99, you would not be able to get banana. Avocado, $3 one piece of avocado. $3 today. Because when the gold is high, the commodity food is also high. So one piece of avocado in Brisbane, Australia is $3. Today the gold is $43,000. If you don't have $43,000 in the bank, do you think you can be able to get the gold? I don't think so. If you don't have $1 million, do you think you can get diamond? I don't think so. Because you cannot take this gold and diamond out of the country without export documentation. Now going back to this gold, this in general, right? You're gonna sign a contract. First of all, you have to send a letter of intention on your company letterhead, stating you're a buyer, stating your requirement, how many quantity, carats and the purity, where the gold to be final assay. The gold has to be tested at the local refinery first, so that you will find out the carats and the purity. Then the next, the mode of payment. There is no upfront here. Don't think about, oh, upfront. There's none. You don't need to pay upfront. You pay for the products. You pay for the gold and you pay for the diamond. Now, after that, as a report, as a result, you transfer the payment bank to bank. That is how you do business. There is no upfront. Stating on the contract, 20 kilos to start with, so that you will not be trapped. You pay the 7 kilos, which is, for example, where's our selling price today? Because $38,000 per kilo. Based on the world market, you are giving 10 to 11%. It depends on the price. And you're looking for 26, it wouldn't work. You don't have the money. You cannot afford. Gold is money. As I've told you, gold has many uses. So you pay you pay the 7 kilos. Do you have the $275,000? You have to transfer that on the seller's bank account. 3 working days, it would be clear your payment. That's the time the export documentation will start to process. Because that 7 kilos that you paid is cash, belong to you, the 7 kilos. So the seller will pay the whole total 20 of tax. Right. So the seller will give you a separate export documentation if you want. Because I'm gonna be with you, right? Spend money in order to get this product. If you don't spend money, do not travel. If you don't have enough cash money, don't travel. Do not be involved in this business because you're gonna be in trouble. So the seller will pay the whole total amount of 20 kilos on the tax, value added tax, export tax. So you own the 7 kilos. So the seller will use that money out of 7 kilos. That is 30% down payment. It's not upfront, your commitment. The 13 kilos doesn't belong to you yet. But on the contract, you buy 20 kilos. So the seller and the buyer will travel together to your destination in order to witness the final assay. Now, when that seller comes to your country, we will require you a guarantee that you will not default the payment, that the seller's representative must go home alive, because there are so many tricky buyers. When the gold arrives on the buyer's destination, you never know you are a kidnapper. You never know you are a mafia. You never know you're a murderer, because it's happening now. It's happening now. One of my sellers' half-brother was missing in Russia. One seller in Sierra Leone. Yeah, he went to Dubai. He was dealing with the Indian buyer. He was given drinks. There was a drug, and then he fell asleep, and his gold was stolen, 35 kilos. Another seller went to New York. He brought the diamond worth 5 million. After 5 hours, there was a gun in his head. So today, I said to my seller, don't believe on buyers. Buyers are liars. So that's why this video really give you, because I just finished talking to Francis Casey. I will relate it to you, and I have to explain to you so that you international buyer, you are not going to deceive your broker. This lady from Jerusalem, from Israel, she's working with the buyer. She's a buyer's agent. Maybe she was being deceived because I met this lady. I invited her for dinner. Yeah, we paid. I'm a foreigner. I said to her, it wouldn't work at all. She's full of blah, blah, blah. She's full of bullshit, excuse my language. So that was, I'm very brutal so that it would register to you. You cannot just say, oh, well, Amina, I'm going to buy gold. Bring it to Australia, bring it to Dubai, bring it to India. Then we will pay. It wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work because you are buying solid cash, my love. Gold is solid cash. Today, people are panicking because the price of gold is 43. Dubai is crying for gold because jewelry manufacturer needs gold. Refinery needs gold to supply the bank. Why KMR refinery is in Mali? They are European. Their head office is in Geneva and Italy. They are the licensee to smelt the gold into gold bullion, 99.99. That is business. That's why, excuse me. That's why they open refinery. Yeah. Why this mining company in Western Australia, they are in Mali? They were given tax incentive by the government. Why these friends and Canadian or American, they are in Guinea. The government is welcoming investors to invest in the country because the rich of natural resources. But you, as a gold trader, a small trader, you want to get the profit. Yeah, you will get the profit. You lay out the capital first before you get the profit. You cannot just leverage this gold and diamond, to resell it and then you get the profit and then you pay the seller. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. Last month, I have a meeting, a partner from Gold Coast in Australia. Gold Coast to Brisbane is 45 minutes drive. We meet each other at the coffee club, have a lunch. We have a very nice discussion. And he said to me, I'm not going to mention his name, we are a buyer. Really? Looking for diamond, whatever you have, we will buy. I said, that's nice. And bring it to New York. Immediately, I have a doubt. Because if you're a buyer, diamond also, the Australian diamond cutter also need diamond. So he said, oh, we buy gold, diamond, we will take it to New York. So we were talking, and I discovered right on there. And he said that when the diamond arrive in New York, they will pay. I said it wouldn't work at all. So why? The diamond needs Kimberley certificate that the diamond free of blood diamond, that you have paid the diamond so that the seller can declare that his diamond is free of illegal activities, that diamond is free of blood diamond. So that was strike number one that I was telling them. Then the middle of conversation, they said there are four of them. Wow. So to me, he's not a buyer. So I said to these two guys from Gold Coast, I want to meet your buyer, to your partner on Skype, live video conference. So we meet each other. One is in London, UK, and two from Brisbane, and one from United States. So we have a live video conference on Skype. The conversation that I asked them, immediately it turned me off. Oh, Wilhelmina, we have a buyer. Wow. In the beginning, they said they are a buyer. They're in the middle of my conversation with them because I asked question. They have a buyer. So therefore, you are lying. Because if I am a buyer, immediately I will send a letter of intention. Dear Wilhelmina, thank you for our meeting in Coffee Club in Brisbane in Strathpine. This is my requirement. 10 stones. BB is 1, BB is 2. Right. Another 30. BB is 1, BB is 2. Sewable. Right. Then 50 stones. BB is 1, BB is 2. Sewable and D and F color. I am the buyer. My address in New York. This is my address. This is the mode of payment. Right. This is what you have to do, guys. You are a broker. I'm just giving you the guideline. I really feel sorry for Francis Casey. I just finished talking to him. That's why I recorded this video. So, after the middle conversation, this is diamond, eh? Then they asked me, how much is our commission? Wow. So, is that really a buyer? In the beginning, they said that they are a buyer. Middle of my conversation, they have a buyer. Then, almost final of my conversation, how much commission they're gonna get on per carats? It really turned me off. Yeah. And I told them, you cannot just get gold. You 4 diamond, 4 of you. How? The seller will give the buyer a discount. So that when the seller give the discount to the buyer will resell it to his own cartel. Jews in New York are the main buyer, big time buyer. Right. But you are just a middleman. You lay out first simple capital, even five stones, and bring it to New York. Show it to your own buyer. Okay, this is the stone. Place an order to us. Then you come back to us. You as a broker, you have the company. You form your company. Fine. You buy first the 5 stone. Then you resell it to your own customer. We don't mind. Because we give you a wholesale. It's up to you to put the price. We give you a discount so that when you resell it, you get the profit. So that was the end of our conversation. So now he said to me, Wilhelmina, we're going to West Africa to buy diamond. I said, good luck. And you know, guys, when I travel, you use me as extra service. I charge my airfare, my hotel accommodation, and spending money. That is normal. Okay, that is normal. You use my service. That's my extra service. That's my service is not for free. I'm giving you already my free service explaining on the video. So they said, oh, we're going to Africa. Then he come back to me, Wilhelmina, please help us. Oh, I thought you were gonna be in Africa. Very hard to deal with. I said, of course. The seller would not give his gold, his diamond, his gold and diamond. He wouldn't give it. My seller produced gold and diamond. That diamond and gold belong to the community. On my Facebook, guys, you can see the gold and diamond. You can see the diamond from Mali. You can see the diamond from Guinea. Our manifest, we will no longer keep on sending full corporate offer manifest. It's already online. If you don't understand, to me, you're not a buyer. You're not. The manifest, the color, the BBS one is on the picture, the stone. You just confirm, Wilhelmina, I saw that 30 stones. I like it. Okay, so is that available? Say yes, it's available. It says it's still available. Send us the letter of intent, your company letterhead. You need to travel. The diamond and gold will not come to you. The diamond and gold will not come to you. You are going to come to that product. You are going to be invited by the seller. My seller will send you a letter of acknowledgement. Then we will send you the contract. Then we will ask your business license, your importation license, your passport, your proof of fund. Okay, proof of fund is your bank statement that you have $1 million that you can afford to pay the gold or diamond. All right. If you don't have $1 million, and then if you're going to leverage, it wouldn't work at all. I'm telling you. My seller will laugh at you. So that is why my seller hired me, so that I could explain to you, because my seller is very busy digging gold, going to the village and mining and getting diamond and gold in order to sell. That's normal. By selling, they are miners. They have the production. They have to sell it. They hired Wilhelmina to market it. I simplify so that you will not be deceived. And then you're gonna say, "Oh, scammer, scammer." You are a scammer. You are really. You are deceiving yourself. Why? You're asking for credit. So you are scumbag. Because if I am a buyer, I'm not going to ask for CIF. I have the money. You pay. We will send you the contract, letter of invitation. You are a company guest, and you will be protected. You don't need to worry about kidnapping, because I would be with you. My seller would love to deal with you, because Wilhelmina is bringing the real buyer. People dealing with this WhatsApp, they're all fictitious. They don't even know how to introduce themselves. I have 100 inquiries in WhatsApp. I don't even bother to open. Because if I am really desperate, I will introduce Wilhelmina. This is Francis Casey. Francis Casey saw my Facebook. He chatted me on WhatsApp. I said to Mr. Francis Casey, I don't deal with WhatsApp. I want to see you. Now he was really disappointed because he met the lady from Israel. So he was stuck in Ghana. That's the reason why I'm recording this video. For you guys to understand that this gold and diamond is not banana. Even banana or bread. If we don't have any $3, I wouldn't be able to get bread in the supermarket. This is gold. This is the world asset. Everybody needs gold. Central bank needs gold for gold reserve. Jewelry manufacturer needs gold for making necklace, bracelet, earrings, and so forth. Without the supply, how you are functioning? How are you able to function your business? There's a saying, supply and demand determine the price. Our selling price is tax inclusive. There is no upfront fee here. There's none. Be prepared that you have really capital to pay for it. If you have capital, if you have substantial amount in your bank account, yes, I would love to help you. I would love to guide you, okay, to travel. But if you cannot afford to pay my trip or my airfare, and if there is discrepancy on the ground, I wouldn't be able to help you. I'll give you an example. There was a young gentleman in Dubai. They were communicating with me live video, and they are very honest. They're young. They said, Wilhelmina, I want to buy gold in Mali. I said, okay. But we have a limited cash. I told them, do not travel. If you have limited cash, do not. Because you're going to be stranded. So they travel because they cannot afford to pay my trip, even hotel accommodation and airfare. They want to save money. So when they arrive in Mali, disaster. And they regretted. So, Wilhelmina, we should listen to your advice. I told you so. If I am not around, believe me, you would not be able to get gold. Because if I am around, I'm going to stick to my guns. Hi, this buyer is in your country. What are you doing? Because I am going to scream to my seller. Do the job properly. Because this is African. They're excited as well. They're hungry. They're hungry to sell their products. And you as a foreigner, you are also hungry to buy. So that is the reason why you need guide. Most of the white people, oh, this is scam. Both of you guys, either the seller is a scammer or the buyer is a scammer. They make a revenge. They're angry with the white people. They told me that. They're angry. If you're not very careful, you're going to be chop. I'm telling you right now. But when I went to Ghana, I was not being chop. I have my own driver. I was given a car. I travel free. The seller give me money to spend. That's why I invited Rina to the nice restaurant. There's so many foreigners. My seller give me a bundle of money, cities to spend with, because I am their mandate. So you as the buyer, you need to spend money. If you cannot afford to spend money, don't be in gold and diamond business. Don't. I'm telling you. Keep your money in the bank. I'm telling you right now. There was an Indian when I was in the shopping center today, and he said to me, Mrs. Ford, is gold business lucrative? I said, yeah, it is. And he asked me for advice. I said, I'm not an advisor here. I am not here to babysit everyone. It's your business. He's from India. And I told him, if you're going to bring gold in India, India's tax, the importation tax is too high. You need to have an importation license. He doesn't have. They have a business license. I said, well, I think you better get out from gold business. Because in India, you cannot bring gold. It's very, very expensive to bring gold. Because the Indian government are controlling importation. There are so many illegal activities in India. Most Indians are smugglers as well. So, they want to bring gold to Dubai. I said to this Indian new buyer, you need to open an account to refinery in Dubai. You need to fill in the form. And he said, can you guide me? No, I'm not. I'm just giving you the information because I have a buyer from Dubai. He signed a contract with us for 12 months. And the refinery requesting this buyer, excuse me, to provide my seller's mining license, to provide my seller's export license, to provide my seller called memorandum of agreement that the gold is not really child abuse. So I learned. And then this buyer, he provide his business license. He provide his importation license. He also provide the account refinery. So every day I learn. I am sharing you this. Right? So you as a gold trader, do not be excited. If you cannot provide Wilhelmina 3 things, your business license, your passport, right? Refinery account of destination, and the mode of payment number 4, you will never get gold because I'm going to reject you. Before my seller will say, yes, proceed the contract. Because I am the way to get the supply. I'll take you to Mali. I'll take you to Guinea. Just let me know. Just tell me which one you travel. Wilhelmina, I've been in Guinea. I want to buy gold. Yeah. Wilhelmina, I want to buy diamond in Guinea. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is online now. Guinea, Ghana, Mali, Cameroon, Sierra Leone. Just take time. Read on my virtual page. I don't send you the manifest or full corporate offer. You read. There's a video. You read. You will see my seller. We are transparent. Come on Skype. After you listen to this video, come on Skype. You're gonna say, Wilhelmina, I was listening on your talking. You're really very tough and smart. Yes, I am brutal. Yeah. I done it purposely so that you will learn, so that your mentality is crooked, your eyes is bigger than a dollar. You want to cut corner, and both buyers and seller will be a disaster. Now, lastly, this buyer from India, and he wanted to buy diamond through us, and he signed a contract. So he said, well, madam, I have to move my trip because I have a problem. I bought 3.5 tons of gold. It's smuggled. So the gold coming from Africa, and they brought it to Europe. Then Europe to Dubai, India. He was being offered very cheap. And I told this Indian buyer, you bought the gold laundering. They launder it just like money laundering. He just out from the jail. He was being arrested as a smuggler. And his 3.5 was confiscated by Indian custom. Can you see that? Now, I don't know this guy. He saw me. He was supposed to travel to get the diamond. So he has to wait until his case hearing would be sorted out. So he lost money. 3.5 tons of gold. He was offered very cheap, and he was excited because he can get the profit of 60%. I said to him, good luck. Now he paid the price. So I am sharing this video, guys, so that you will not repeat the same mistake from others. I encountered a lot of problem. I was even screwed, I was screwed by my own seller and buyer. But I forgiven my seller because they are naive. They are naive. That is why I have to guide both of you guys. Don't believe on scam. You are you know the meaning of scammer? It's like this. I'll use this disciple here. Okay? Judas is the scammer. Judas cheated his master. Judas lied. That is the meaning of scam. Lied, manipulation, right? And deceived. This is the disciple. This Last Supper. Jesus Christ had 12 disciples, Judas, and one is Thomas. Judas sold his master of 17 sterling. And he accused his master that so many sin, and the Jews crucified Jesus Christ. That is a scam. Judas is a scammer. And he regretted. And Thomas was a doubtful that Jesus Christ was resurrected after 3 days. And then Jesus Christ appeared to Thomas, and he said, Thomas, Thomas, blessed are those people who believe that haven't seen me. And you are my disciple, still you're doubtful. Put that into the real life today. There's a doubtful, there is a scammer, which is you. Why? You deceive yourself to get the profit. Your eyes is bigger than a dollar. That is how. So that is why I refrain using the word scam. You are cheating yourself. Why you gonna cheat yourself? Why you asking for CIF? Why you ask for SBLC? Why you ask for us to bring gold in Dubai without knowing who you are? So you mean to say you're a scammer? Because you are buying solid cash. You never know, you might poison the buyer, the seller. It's happening in Dubai. One seller friend in Conakry, he brought diamond. The government is helping this seller. The Arab run away the 20 million of diamond. That's the reason why I'm sharing you, because every day I receive a sad story. I have to share it so that you will not be a victim at the end of the day. I am not a buyer. I don't have gold here. I just want to facilitate. I charge my fee as a facilitator. I introduced this kind of online marketing. I pattern the way Australian doing business. We sell properties here. I used to be a real estate agent. I diverted into gold and diamond because gold and diamond is very lucrative business. I left real estate, but I was top salesperson. Buying and selling exactly the same. There's always a contract. Show me your bank statement, then you can get gold. If you don't have money, don't travel because it costs money to buy an airfare, hotel accommodation, and food and transport. So you have to budget plan A, plan B, plan C. And also you need Wilhelmina. Don't travel without Wilhelmina. It's not worth it. You never know, you might be chop. Yeah. But you will not be chop really, to be honest with you. I'm just using this word because there was an Indian went to West Africa looking for a cheap price. He went to the village and the villagers got angry and he was being killed. Yeah. So I'm just using this one so that you will not do it. So be fair. If you're really a businessman, show me that you have available fund. Send me your business license. Send me first your intention to buy on your company letterhead. Very simple. There is no upfront here. We don't ask upfront because gold and diamond is money. Thank you very much and have a pleasant good afternoon. Goodbye.